While it was disappointment for England in the Euros final last night, the side has inspired thousands of Kent's children to play more football and maybe even bring some into the sport for the first time. Simon Hodge works with young footballers across Kent whilst also coaching the under-15s at Charlton. I spoke to Simon earlier today and started off by asking how England's run in the tournament could inspire the next generation of young players in Kent.
I think it's raised the profile of England football. I think young people, and I use my children as an example, were out until, goodness knows when last night, playing football in the garden until it got dark. And I think things like that, based on the run that England have had, as definitely going to have an impact positively in children wishing to participate in football. I think it's brilliant.
Did you have an England team that inspired you, Simon, to get into football when you were young?
100%. I was Paul Gascoigne and it was 1996. And, for me, that was a fantastic group of players with a mentality to try and win, obviously, at Wembley. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. However, I think this group and crop of players, along with the guidance of Gareth Southgate, I think has taken it a step on.
Could this England team also bring some people into the sport who otherwise wouldn't really have taken an interest in football?
Absolutely, and it's raised the profile. And I think, I would say that this campaign has been a massive success, reaching the final, home advantage, bringing the communities together, and the profile of what the players have also done off the pitch has been phenomenal, and it's been fantastic. And it's been able to reach out to further people that may not necessarily pay a keen interest on football, but the stuff, as regards to what Marcus Rashford has done, as regards to the free school meals initiative, has actually grabbed hold of people and diverted them into football just for what they've done off the pitch as well as on the pitch.
When you're watching professional football, how much of that do you then carry over into your lessons, into your coaching sessions with the youngsters? So if someone from a grassroots club who's kicking around in a local park or for their team, maybe they want to be Raheem Sterling to score the goals. Maybe they want to be, a Declan Rice or a Calvin Phillips to stop, their opponents and give good cover and good tackling capability. So I certainly can draw on my personal experiences of wishing to be someone like Paul Gascoigne, which I'm sure others will try and replicate the new heroes. And finally, just a word on this England team in terms of the national team project. To go from losing to Iceland in 2016 to a World Cup semi-final and now a Euros final, it's been pretty good going and we're on that right path, aren't we?
I believe that Gareth Southgate has definitely tried to create a club-type mentality, where in the past I believe there were, groups of players from different Premier League clubs accessing the England national team. I believe now that the culture within the England setup at senior level is very much geared around a club mentality.
Well, Simon Hodge, fascinating to get your thoughts. Thanks ever so much for joining us this evening. And don't forget, you can keep up to date with all things